Can you imagine that? The county has their truck out front and they're snaking out the sewer drain. The drain line, they've got a manhole cover up. They've got a snake going down into there. Hey, I'm gonna keep going here. We'll get this back up on there. I have to loosen that screw a little bit more to make it easier. I don't want to take the screw out all the way. Well, I guess if it were to come out, I can always put it back in, right? Now, some concealed hinges go on differently than others. This one just happens to this way. So I first want to kind of get it on there. I don't want to get it all the way tight just yet. Now, if you saw my other video, you would have seen I can adjust this. I want a slight gap between the door and the cabinet. I gotta loosen this up a little bit and slide that out a hair. And I want to make the reveal the same down here, so I've got to slide this one out. I want to look at that gap. The gaps look about the same. I'm gonna snug this up, then I'm gonna close the door carefully, and I'm gonna see on the side what the reveal looks like. And I got a little bit bigger gap at the top than I do at the bottom yet. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this so I can tell where it was before. Slide this out just a little bit further. Carefully close the door, and my gap looks about the same now. Okay? So now I gotta look on the door. I see I'm still being careful because if this isn't 100% tight with the crazy glue gel, and if it starts loosening up, then it's all over. I might as well pull this back out, try to pull that hinge out again, and put some more glue in there, because once it loosens a little bit, you've cracked its seal, and it needs to dry in place. So it's still drying in place, so I'm being gingerly careful about this as I'm opening and closing the door. Now I've got to look and see what the deal is here, dealio. Because see, right now, it's hitting the cabinet, well, it's just missing the drawer. And see the gap that I have right there? I'm trying to maintain that same gap. So I could adjust the door. I can adjust the door a little bit and have the bottom go to the left a little bit, and that'll drop this down just a hair. The cabinet has, because it's been hit, it's not perfectly square anymore, because right now it's flush here and it's almost flush here. And if I adjust the cabinet, the door that way to the left, I'm gonna see a little bit over here, and it's not gonna be lined up. I like to, especially on a cabinet like this, I like to try to have the door flush over here, or at least the same gap. Okay, so right now, I see that, first off, that I could move this door to the left a little bit. And I want to see if this is adjustable that way. I take this, and I can, if I loosen it, there's a screw in there that just goes up against the metal, the rest of the bracket, And if I screw it in all the way, this bracket here on the door will raise out, will come out this way at an angle. And vice versa, if I loosen it, I can see that this part of the door is going to go to the left a little bit. But I first want to see if it can go to the left, and it can. And it went. And see, that would mean that this actual edge of the door, with this door, if I move that over, that's going to take this and raise it. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm taking that, you got to look at this door as a box. You move the top left, and it's going to move the top right up, and it's going to move the bottom up. And it did. Because see, the door's rubbing on the drawer now. See? So first off, and it's making the gap right here where the drawer is bigger. Okay? And so I think I'm not going to do it that way. We're just gonna get it. I'm going to adjust this back out. And it's kind of a trial and error. Okay. And it looks like I may have to raise this drawer up too, just a little. And I think maybe I should do that first. Okay. I'm gonna come back up here. I'm trying to do this so that you can see what I'm doing. So I loosen the drawer front. And I want to see if I can raise that up a bit. Okay. I still want to make sure it doesn't hit the top of that. I've got it raised all the way. Now, see how it's hitting there now? So that's too high. I can adjust that. Raise that up just a little. It's still rubbing. I can lower it a little bit more. I'm trying to get it so it's just barely off. Okay. Might be able to live with that. And that's raise that up a little bit. Okay. Let's just see what else I can do here. Now, if I take this hinge and move the door that way, so I have to unscrew this, and it can be adjusted that way. Okay. Sometimes it can't be adjusted that way if it's already adjusted all the way that way. Look at that. I don't know if that's from me, from that glue, or if it's been on there for something else, but see there? I think that was crazy glue. And because this is a melamine surface, you wait long enough, and that was just a little glob. If I were to have wiped that and tried to wipe it with a sponge or a rag when it was wet, it would have gotten real long. But because it was a big piece, and I let it dry almost all the way, it came off. Okay. I'm liking it. I think I can live with that. In fact, yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I could even lower the drawer slightly back to where it was. And I don't usually raise and lower the drawer fronts much, because usually you can do everything you need to on your doors by your hinges. But because this was banged and the whole cabinet is out of whack, I'm having to look at both adjustments. Okay? I'm liking where that is right now. I'll get you in here. See the gap there now? This gap, I want the same over there. That looks pretty good. And see, I got a nice little gap up there. And it's about the same long neck for the drawer. All that because I was able to just spend, I don't know, an hour, a good hour. And it's going to take me a little bit longer once this dries to put the caulking in there and all that and take that off. But this cabinet is in much better shape than it was before, wasn't it? All because I took a little time, gave it a little TLC, didn't want to rip it out. I could have ripped it out, went to the store, spent $125, $140, whatever. Brought that back, put it all together, and reinstalled it. If it was the same size, if it was a little bit bigger, then I would have to notch the baseboard out and all that kind of stuff and work on some more stuff. But you know what? When this gets all done, it's gonna look fine. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. And if you like my videos, subscribe to my channel. Hey, I try to show you things in live time and show you if I can do it, an average Joe, so can you.